Hi, I'm Jamie XX and I'm at Amoeba and this is What's in My Bag. This is Astrud Gilberto and it has the track that I sampled for Daffodil on my last album called Touching You.
Came from a daffodil in my hair, you placed it there.
A couple years back, it was crazy, it was with a beautiful female.
I sampled two different versions of this song, this one and one by JJ Barnes.
Came from a daffodil in your hair, I placed it there.
I first heard the JJ Barnes version and it was during lockdown and I was just listening to a lot of records because I had time at home finally. I was just playing about really, just sampling stuff, trying to be free with it, and then that led me to this version.
I just make believe I'm touching you.
This is a compilation by DJ Harvey. One of my favourite DJs, and I ran into him in Bali for New Year's Eve and got to see him play in a club that he built. It's like the best sounding room I've ever been in, and he played from midnight till 6 a.m. and it was just very special. This is Baba Stiltz, who is playing with me tonight. He's a really great producer from Sweden, I think half American, and an amazing DJ. He's like doing some really fun stuff.
Stockholm City, mirage, cold dark night.
This is a single by MJ Cole. I made a pop-up club in London for 10 days and he was one of the artists that came to play, and his track Sincere was huge in the UK, and this has got a remix of Sincere on it that I don't actually think I've heard. This is one of my all-time favourite albums, Avalanches, Since I Left You. This is pretty much all samples. It's like thousands of samples. It taught me a lot about how to make music. I kind of, before YouTube, before, I was still at school, not studying music, I listened to this and tried to work out how they did it. And that was the beginning of me making music. And then I got to make music with them for In Waves, my last album.
All you children, gather round. We will dance together.
And it's just such a pleasure to work with them and talk to them about how they did it, because they were just such idols of mine back in the day.
That boy needs therapy.
He was white as a sheet.
And he also made false teeth.
This is a live album of a gig that was actually in LA, of the Stax label from Memphis. And my dad was at one of these concerts in the UK when they came over, and it was like Otis Redding, Sam and Dave, everybody on the label basically. And that live record was basically on repeat in my house whilst I was growing up. And it's still one of my favourite records.
Flap your wings, feet start kicking. Now you know you're doing the funky chicken.
This is a book about MF Doom. One of my first tours as like a solo artist was driving around the UK supporting MF Doom. I was driving my mum's Fiat Punto and I was so tired because I was having to drive like every night and then play every night. But getting to see Doom play every night was worth it, and I never really got to meet him, so I'd like to know more.
I write for different characters. You know what I'm saying? As if a switch had flipped in his mind, he acknowledged the important distinction between himself, the person known as Daniel Dumile, and the character he was portraying.
This Tyler, the Creator album that I got to work on.
You tell me I can't, I tell you I can. You tell me I can't, I do it again. Reversing the job like blowing a fan, no matter which way you look at it.
It was just such a pleasure to work with him. He's so talented and like fast and the exact opposite to me in almost every way, but it kind of works somehow. And I'm glad one of the tracks made it onto the record.
You were my type, you were bright light, and I'm like a moth, this is not a game. But before we start, what's your name, girlfriend?
This last one is Mickey Newbury. There's a much bigger compilation called the American Trilogy, which has like 50 tracks on it or something. But so beautifully produced, amazing strings, and there's a lot of like, I guess sampling before sampling was a thing, of like rain noises and just atmosphere around the songs, and then really beautiful backing vocals. It's just really haunting, and I listen to that to calm down.
Sweet memory.
I think that's it.
Thank you so much, Jamie.
Amoeba.